Okay, so here's our trip. We started here in Elmira in a snowstorm. So this is the picture that Michelle took out our window on the plane in Elmira. We flew to Detroit, only 42 minutes long. Then we flew down to Atlanta, which is an hour and a half. And then our really big trip, we flew from Atlanta through the Caribbean, Colombia, Brazil, Bolivia, and finally down into Buenos Aires, which is in Argentina. Our plane paralleled this river. It's called Rio de la Plata, or Silver River. It's about 180 miles long, but the most amazing thing is it's the widest river in the world, with the mouth of the river being 120 miles wide. Okay, so we are in our tower. It's called Park Tower from Sheraton. And right over there is where probably our cruise ship will come in. There were 3 of them today there. And we walked all the way around. That's called the English Tower, and it's really strange because it faces the Argentinian memorial for the men that were killed in the Falklands War in 1982. And what you're looking at now is this is a train station, and there are thousands of people all over the streets. Pretty interesting. The taxi cab ride in was about an hour, and it only cost about 56 bucks. The taxis are real cheap here. We also walked down Avenue Florida, which is a pedestrian walk, and went to ABC Restaurant, which is a German restaurant that used to get Joseph Mengele and Adolf Eichmann, the famous Nazis, and they used to meet there. Here's a picture of the front of the building. It was established in about 1927. So the next morning we woke up and there was our cruise ship exactly where we thought it would be. So now we have a tour by locals, and this is Paula. She's our guide, and she was absolutely fabulous. And she's explaining to us the central square. And it's an absolute beautiful square, and it ends in the palace, which is kind of a pinkish building, and that is going to be showing up in a little bit.
Why? Because we didn't have any element here for the construction. We didn't have any rock, any wood, or wood to make any building. So we made them with the adobe. So they fall down all the time.
So as Paula was talking, we got to see the changing of the guard in Buenos Aires, Argentina, which was pretty cool. So our next stop that Paula took us to was called La Boca, or the Mouth. And it's a pretty cool place for tourists in the daytime, but at nighttime it's a little bit sketchy. So we're going to one of her favorite places to have something called yerba mata. It was here that I was almost bitten by a bad dog. This place that she likes the best, and here it is. We're inside, and 2 artists own the inside of this building, and it's pouring down rain, so it was perfect timing. And here is where we are going to have the yerba mata.
So the shape of these cut the leaf in very small pieces and put it under the sun to get dry. The same that we do now. The thing is that now we do these in the different industries.
Fábricas.
Yeah, fabrica. But they did the same process. But it's better for
Es
you.
más amargo así,
Yeah.
sin el azúcar.
But it's
So Greg, are you ready?
Do you make this for your husband?
no for me.
Oh,
My husband
doesn't like mate.
Yeah.
Okay, because it has water in it.
Greg, you're so bad.
I didn't get it. Yeah, you're right.
So it had a very interesting taste, like
Wow.
tea, and it had a metal straw, which was really unique.
What do we do?
And there's the metal straw, and there's my wife drinking the mate. All right, so this is the 9th of July. Well, not really the 9th of July. This is the 9th of July road, one of the widest in the world. It's actually the 20th of December, but this is the 9th of July.
Yeah. Very good. 9 de julio.
Yep.
That is the day of the independence. We have to say that.
Oh, okay. Did you
Yeah.
hear that, everybody? She said that.
Yeah.
Day of Independence.
Yeah, it's important.
Más importante.
The only day that you have to remember.
Oh, so we had 2 men and a lot of virgins, and then just the only day we have to remember. Okay, we got it. We have learned so much on this.
And everything we do inside the house.
Everything. Everything is inside the house. Mata, Christmas decorations, smoking. Mate. Sorry, mate.
You're going to say, this guy.
So we said goodbye to Paula. She got us on the ship safely, but as you see, there was gale force winds. We only had to go about 145 nautical miles to Montevideo, but the problem was the winds and the waves were so big we could not tender into the port, so we had to skip it. We were pretty bummed out. Whoa! The captain just came on and said these are 15 to 20-foot waves. Wow, and this system is going to be with us for the next 48 hours. So we are on our way to the Falkland Islands and the town of Stanley, and it is about 1,000 nautical miles from Montevideo. This should be a pretty intense trip with these waves. Okay, so it got worse. Look at these waves. These are 15 to 20 foot. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So this is December 23rd, and tonight we will be in the Falkland Islands. This is the sunrise. Well, the seas and the winds finally calmed down, and we're only 700 miles from the Falkland Islands, and the sun finally came out. So we're finally getting a break after 2 days of very rough seas and tons of wind. After 3 days of horrible weather and 15 to 20 foot swells, rain, this is the Falklands. What a gorgeous day. Unbelievable. We've already seen a bunch of penguins near the boat. And that's Stanley right up there. Right there. This is a map of the Falkland Islands. And this is where our ship docked and we tendered into Stanley. Then after that, we took some road and then mostly four-wheel drive to Kelp Point. Kelp Point is right down into there. And it took quite a while, but that's where the penguins and the elephant seals were. So we finally tender into the Falkland Islands in the town of Stanley. And this place is wickedly unique. There are absolutely no trees to be found. The only trees are around Stanley, and they were imported. Now, during the Falklands War between Argentina and Britain, the Argentinians landmined many of the beaches and many of the area. So you have to be very careful because some areas still have landmines in them. And our guide said that they bring soldiers from Zimbabwe that know how to get rid of landmines. They bring them over and then they get rid of the landmines. So they are very difficult. Many of the landmines are plastic, so they have to do it with something like a bayonet. So as you can see, there are no roads where we're going. We're going to a place called Kelp Point.
Anyway, so
and it's about a 2-hour drive from Stanley. And the first thing we're going to go see is we're going to go see elephant seals.
And anyway,
and you can see we're going on like a berm, which is off Canberra a little bit, on our way to see the elephant seals first, and then so here are some elephant seals. They're like teenagers, about 500, 600, or 700 pounds, kind of small ones for elephant seals, and they're in a mud pit behind the beach, and they're just lounging around right now trying to take a nap. Now we're on the beach side, and this is how the elephant seals move on land. They're not too good on land, but they are extremely fast in the water. They have to take a little rest after 4 or 5 feet of moving on land. So here's a group of elephant seals just lounging around on the seaside of that berm, and this one's got a little itch. So he's just itching a little bit here and there. The flippers look just like hands, and they use them just like that. This one's a little interested in what we were doing, so he was just looking around, checking it out. Once again, small, a couple 100 pounds. So this elephant seal gets a little bit too close, and they don't like that, so they need a little bit of space. So further down the beach, I got a video of 2 fighting, and when they fight, they raise up and they hit each other in the chest. But these are 2 little guys trying to fight it off with each other. It's pretty funny, especially that's what they do. They bump each other in the chest and try to knock each other off their flippers. Yeah, it doesn't really work that well. So the real big ones are 18 feet long and 4 tons, like this one duking it out with a car. I got this off the internet. Pretty amazing, isn't it? And after the elephant seals, of course, we go and see the penguins. These are called Gentoo penguins by the white head strap on the top of your heads. They can be told from different penguins. And they were the hit of the show. So these guys are just chilling out. They're going to lead us right to where all the other penguins are located. So we followed these guys and hit the mother lode of penguins. You can tell they're making their nests. And you'll see some pick up twigs and walk over and make nests. Plus they had their young. There's one going over with some twigs to make a nest. They also had their young, and they were feeding their young, as you will see in the next clip. But there were quite a few penguins in this colony. So we found a couple parents, and they were feeding their little ones. And here are 2 little ones, and I don't know if that's the mom or the dad that's feeding them, but it looked really cool. This is one of my most favorite clips. This guy kind of falls backwards, not quite. Oh, there we go.
Fell down.
But he got back up again. Really pretty cool, these little babies. Here are a few more kids, a little bit bigger than the other ones, getting fed by their mom or dad. I don't know which one. But this was a really big group of penguins. Very cool. This next group of penguins are coming toward us from the beach. So they just got done hunting, probably mostly krill or squid. And they're just going back to their nests right now. I just love how they walk. They're super entertaining. But amazingly, their feet, they have some 3 extremely large claws, and they can climb just about anything. When they go back to the water, amazingly enough, they can swim like little torpedoes right around 20 to 25 miles an hour. And that is really, really fast. But I guess you have to be fast to get away from their top predator, which are leopard seals. So here they go. Well, here this one goes. Hang on. Once they get in the water, they are super playful. So there you can see them jumping out of the water right there, but I also caught a couple very little dolphins. And you can see them right there. They're surfing in the waves. Really cool. I didn't even know they were around. So it took about 2 hours to drive back, but here we are. We had a great time in the Falkland Islands. And they have some really strange beers also. One is called Rock Hopper Ale, named after a penguin. And the other one is called Peat Cutter Porter, which peat is like spongy material that you can burn in your furnaces. And there is the whalebone arch. Well, there's Michelle. It's Christmas Day.
Merry Christmas from Drake Passage.
And we are going through the notorious Drake Passage today, which normally has waves up to 30 feet tall and cold. But today, Christmas Day, it's absolutely spectacular. It is.
Sun's out, guns out.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. So we're fortunate again, but once we had 3 terrible days in a row, so we got this one taken care of. Well, we just crossed into Antarctica waters. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. We are very close to Elephant Island, and they have quite a few lookouts around for icebergs. Elephant Island, made famous by the Shackleton party. They were stranded on this island for 108 days, while Shackleton and a couple other guys went 800 miles to New Georgia Island to get help in a very small boat. So here is Elephant Island. We went around that, and then we came down into Antarctic waters, and we are going to go right here, try to get to Esperanza Station. But the problem was there's a gigantic iceberg the size of Texas blocking, and there was so much ice that we had to come down almost to Esperanza Station and then turn around. But the sea life in this channel was fantastic, as you're going to see. Beautiful bird. No. Yeah, there's our chin-strap penguins. I don't know how they got up there, but they got up there. And this is what they're on. Look at the size of that. Yeah. You should be able to get a real good shot with that telephoto.
They're all in a row. It's so funny.
Use your imagination and you'll see a lot more in the distance between us, the iceberg, and the island. And no more important spouting, but that was just a quick view. You've never not seen more whales.
All this is ice, all packed together. So we can't go that way. because that's all ice, and I don't know why it's all stuck together like that. Well, the captain just said that this is called pack ice, and he's never seen it in the summertime like this before. So I don't know what that means, but he's a little worried that our ship is going to get stuck in this pack ice that shouldn't be here this summer. And very close to the boat, there's about 100 penguins going after some krill or some squid or something. But look how they jump out of the water. Remember, they can go 20 to 25 miles an hour. Wow. There's some penguins on a little briggy bit, they call them. Penguins, it must be having a party over there on that little ice briggy bit. Those are the penguins, but these are called briggy bits, and they're everywhere. Look at this ice flow. Let's move it back a little bit. Those little there they are.
I'm just getting different angles. Yeah. So cute. One did. Oh, I slid up. That was so funny.
Oh, I got him.
You did? Oh, I missed it. I missed it. They're like, hey, welcome.
Oh, they're all running over there. Where the hell are they going? I think they're all going to go in the water. They are. Don't kill it.
So funny.
Oh my God, what great picture. So we're turning around right now because we can't get through this ice right here. So we're going 180 degrees and going back up. Size of this iceberg over here.
We're going at 7.7 knots.
That is in the clouds. That's how tall that iceberg is.
Maybe I should put my battery back in and try to take a picture.
Not yet. Look at that. Well, since we couldn't make it down here and make it to Esperanza Station, we had to turn around because of the pack ice, and we are now heading up to Admiralty Bay. Okay, there's the iceberg. And there are 4 penguins right there. But the most amazing part is there's a penguin over here. But there's a penguin way up there.
That one's a fatty.
Hmm.
The one all by itself.
There's our captain getting the picture.
Because we're this close in.
Beautiful. Look at that. Oh, there's a penguin.
Oh yeah, I see it.
One little one. Little
Probably not
penguin.
alone.
He's walking. Oh, he's walking pretty fast. Pretty fast.
He is walking really fast. That's so.
Oh, there's another one up there.
Oh, there's a whole bunch.
Oh, yeah.
Aww.
Yep.
You can see this line of ice in the water. Brash line of brashes, small lumps of ice, smaller than a bogey bit.
This is the biggest one of the trip. That's what our captain said.
All right, well then take a picture.
I'll get a picture of just you. Wow! Look at the size of it. The mother of all icebergs.
Woo, it's chilly.
Look at
I
that.
should try to get an angle shot.
And here comes the
Sunshine inside that really does justice to this scene.
Oh,
Yeah,
me
'cause it's
too.
like a triangle.
wow. At the very end of the 2-mile long iceberg.
So now,
The supply ship, it's a polar ship, it's supplying this ice station right there. And amazingly enough, there's green. And this is the first green we've ever seen in Antarctica. This is a great picture of the bay. It's circular. The mouth is about 5 miles wide.
Oh, sorry, Greg.
No, it's like a horseshoe. Three penguins just hanging out on the ice floe.
That is hilarious. Yeah, there they go.
There are thousands of penguins right there. All
There's some-
sorts of layers. Look at that. What you're looking at is 25,000 penguins. And there's a guy walking right there. 25,000. And they're walking up the road. I don't know if you can see them, but they're walking up that little road. Four o'clock in the morning. So we are now going from Admiralty Bay down to Gerlach Strait, which is right here, and then into a really teeny one called Neumayer Channel, which is really thin. That's where all the whale action is going to be.
It's cool because it looks like a vignette.
Yeah, I had never seen anything like this before. Paradise Harbor. The whalers used to use this all the time. It's a natural harbor. Gerlach Straits. Those four little black dots are penguins, and they're climbing up this steep iceberg. Can you imagine? Look at the size of the iceberg. Now look at those little penguins. Go fast. Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, it's right there. Fluke, they're gone. They're still up. There, they're blowing right now. There's two of them. They're just logging at the top. Watch. They'll blow in a minute. Two of them. Three of them. Three of them. Yeah, and they're still at the surface.
Cool. And those are humpbacks?
Yeah, those are humpbacks. Three of them at least. 1, 2. So far, 11 whales in 2 minutes. They must be really feeding on krill around here. 11 whales, 2 minutes. And there's another one right there. Absolutely amazing. There we go. Yeah, another tail. Oh, there's 24 too. There's two there. Oh, yeah. Come on. There we go.
Wow.
Oh, there's another one. Oh, nice. Right next to the iceberg. Look what he's doing over there. He's lob-tailing and he's jumping. There again.
Oh.
Yeah, baby. That's what we're talking about right there. One more time, and there it is. He's breaching.
Did I miss it?
Oh, he did 4 of them already. Come on, one more.
Where is he?
Right where the white water is over there. He did it 4 times. There again. 5 times he breached. He's gonna do it again. Come on, one more time.
I lost where he is. Oh!
There! Oh, yeah, baby, yeah. Oh, look at, and he's got his flukes up too. Come on, baby, one more. There. He's got his flukes. He's upside down right now. Oh, yeah, he is. There, look at his flukes. He's upside down. Iceberg in the background. Oh, I love it.
Are you videoing?
I'm videoing this whole thing. Come on, let's jump up in the air one more time.
There's some other whales coming towards them now.
I see. There's another whale.
Two more.
Come on. Still upside down. Oh, he's having a great time. Another whale right there. 2 more whales. There's 3 whales right there. Come on, jump. There's 1. There's 2. Spy hopping. Oh yeah, look at the flukes. Come on, a little show. Oh yeah, baby, yeah. And I don't think they went deep.
No? I was like,
Oh, that's okay. He's the one that was breaching the whole time. He just loving it.
that's the one I want to get him in the back.
I think he's going to spy hop. That's what I think. Come on, do something crazy. Yup, he's still on the surface. Still on the surface. I think he's still on the surface.
Oh, look at the flows over there.
Oh, Leah, look at.
Listen. Oh, there's one over there too.
Forget it. This one's crazy. Look at, there's a tail lob again. Oh yeah, look at that. Come on, another tail lob. Still up at the surface. Yeah, tail lobbing.
Oh, look at all these over here.
Here comes one. Okay, time to review our 3 magnificent days in Antarctic waters. We started Elephant Island, then we went down here to Esperanza Station, but we couldn't get through because of the gigantic icebergs. Then what we did is we went up to the South Shetland Islands and Admiralty Bay, which is King George Island. Then we came down here into the Gerlach Strait. So here is a bigger map of the Gerlach Strait. So Gerlach Strait, then we went into Paradise Harbor. Then we whipped around and went into Neumayer Channel and back out to Gerlach Strait. And now we're going up to Dalman Bay and up to Deception Island. And we've had 3 magnificent days of weather. So on the big map, we are heading toward Deception Island, which is right there. So this is a typical summer day in Antarctica. About 28 degrees Fahrenheit, wind chill brings it down to about 10 degrees. And it's snowing. But we've had 3 magnificent days in a row, so we can't complain. This is Deception Island over here. That's Deception Island. And Deception Island is hollow in the middle because it's a volcanic cone. But the problem is the opening is only 8 feet deep. So we can't go in there. Not very many ships can go in there. But it's pretty nice in there. That's what they told us. Deception Island. Here comes the snow. Okay, so after an extremely rough passage through the Drake Strait, this is mild right here. These are about 10 foot. This is mild. We had 20 to 25 foot waves, but after no sleep for all night long, we finally made it, and this right here is Cape Horn. Very cool. Okay, so here's where we are right now. We are entering Ushuaia, the most southerly city in the world. So here we are at the bottom of South America. It's Ushuaia, and that's where it is located, at the very bottom, the lowest city in the world. So after we docked, we took a 4-wheel drive for an hour and 45 minutes, and here we are. We're in a Zodiac ready to go crab fishing. This should be very interesting, and there is the Argentinian flag. So here we go on our Zodiac. There's our driver, and our crab guy is up in front, and we are going to go crab fishing, so we have to grab some crab pots, and then they're going to cook it for us right at the place that we are staying. So once we got to a crab pot, this guy feels if there's any crabs in it, so I took my underwater camera and took a peek in to see if we have any crabs in our crab pot. And sure enough, we've got 3 or 4, we've got 4 crabs and a starfish in the crab pot. So now what we're going to do is bring them up on the Zodiac and try to get the crabs out of the crab pot. which was a bit difficult because they didn't want to come out. So one of the mates is untying the end of the crab pot to pull these babies out. So we actually did get some crabs, and now we are heading back to the restaurant so they can cook them. We can't wait. So once we got back to shore, we are the victors over the crabs. And so here they are. We can't wait to eat them. We just went crab fishing.
Enter the back door. That's the best way to go to a kitchen. Hola. Oh, look at the plates.
Tranquilo.
Oh, it's steamed up.
Cool weather, huh? Yeah. Oh wow, that's exactly right. Hacemos la. Excuse me, guys. We are not allowed to video.
So this is a plate of what we were served. It was absolutely spectacular, along with local fish. Absolutely wonderful. So we had to give them a tip, and the tip you put in the butt of the little baby pig. So now after we get back on the ship, we are going from Ushuaia all the way up to Punta Arenas, which takes about a half a day, and that is in Chile. So this is Punta Arenas, one of the windiest areas in the whole world because of the Chilean Andes. The wind comes right down from them, and we have to have a tender to get into Punta Arenas. So once you get off the tender, you have a welcome sign, welcome to Punta Arenas, and the shore and the buildings on the shore are quite pretty. But once you get to the interior of the city, it's a different story. It's in Chile, and this city is about 122,000. It's New Year's Day. Not a lot's open yet, but there's this, and just about every building has graffiti and broken windows. Well, this is the statue, it's called Land of Fire, in the middle of Punta Arenas, and there's Michelle, and I guess it's good luck touching the toe, I guess. So the interesting thing about this park is it has a very strong fence all the way around it. The winds get so strong that it will blow you kind of away and across the street. So you got to hold on to the fence if the wind comes down from the Chilean Andes. Pretty amazing. All of Chile had some riots in end of November, beginning of December, and here's some of the destruction. All the windows were kind of smashed. There's graffiti everywhere. This window was really hammered. So I guess it's against the president or whoever. He raised taxes on subways.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Instead of Antarctica, we are here.
It's all right. It's a sunny day.
So we were actually supposed to fly me back to Antarctica today, but unfortunately we couldn't do that because problems when that C-130 went down. They couldn't get insurance on the planes to take us over. So we are at the top of a ski slope looking at our ship.
I think so.
It's a pretty interesting walk down the ski slopes because they were very steep, and this is one of the widest ones, and this really isn't that wide. But it took about 2 hours to get down to the bottom of the ski lodge. So these berries are not blueberries, they're called califata berries or Magellan berries, and they are native to southern Chile and Argentina. And they kind of taste sweet and a little bit bitter, but they're used to make a special type of beer. Very interesting, and we had some. And this beer is called Calafata beer, and it has a different color and a way different taste than anything we've ever had before. But it was very good. This is our last day on the ocean, and we have somebody else is taking pictures of the waves. These are nice rollers. As you can see, these are about 10 foot waves. Now we have several sea days because we're going up the west coast of Chile, and we will eventually end up in Santiago, Chile, and fly home from there. So, a couple nice sea days to just relax. So when we dock, we will go to Santiago, Chile, the capital, where they've been having a few riots lately, and you're going to see the graffiti on all the buildings.
From Botero style. Well, this is our National Museum of Art. And unfortunately, all the things you could read there in Spanish is against the police. It's about the revolution, about the strikes in the social affairs that we have right now. Wow. It's supposed to be going down in the next month. Them there. Well, this is our police. They use those green uniforms. The one with green held in private hands with the normally English capitals, English money. And those rich families go to Europe, and went back to those promenades. They know about the architectural styles and build a house. But the neighbor next year go to Europe and go back and build a better house than you. And take a look at this.
So after visiting the city, we are now in an area called Casablanca, which is the wine growing area of Chile, and it is absolutely wonderful. Now we have just stopped at William Cole Wineries, and they had some of the best Pinot Noir we've ever had. In fact, we had some shipped home. It was so good. So we are now traveling to our second winery, which we had a great lunch, and they put on a great show, and this was the best way to end our trip to South America. So we say goodbye to Chile right now, and we're going to fly back home.